Hey guys, welcome back. So I wanted to do a little kind of chatty get ready with me. I recently obtained this beauty, which is the Anastasia Beverly Hills World Traveler palette. So as you can probably see, I already have some stuff on. I'll just go through quickly the products I used for my base and my brows, although they're pretty much the same that I've been using in every tutorial, get ready with me sort of thing. Little change, I mixed for my foundation the Lock-It Kat Von D foundation with the NYX Stay Matte Not Flat. This is a really good shade match for me. This is in the shade Ivory. I like that it does really help to mattify my face. But just using this by itself, I find that it kind of breaks down. It doesn't last very well, and it's not the smoothest kind of application, if you know what I mean. So mixing it with the Kat Von D just helps to make it a little nicer. Under my eyes, I feel like my dark circles were extra dark today. So I used the NYX Dark Circle Concealer in Fair, kind of all under my eyes, and then I went in with my Naked Skin in Light Warm, Naked Skin Concealer, that is, just kind of in the inner corner where it's a little extra dark. Said all that, finally got my coverall. I realize now how awesome this powder is, especially for $2.99. This is in the shade Fair Light. It's just a beautiful powder. I haven't set the rest of my face. Figured I'd do that after, things have settled in a little bit. And on my brows, I used the NYX Micro Brow Pencil and then the e.l.f. Eyebrow Kit in Light. Just the powder side. Just to add a little extra. All right, so let's get started on the eyes. Now, obviously, for this look, you don't have to use this particular palette. I'll kind of describe the shades as I go along because I appreciate that when people in tutorials do, because I mostly don't have the products that they're using. So I like when they offer alternatives. So I'm going to try to do that. So let's dive in. Now my eyes are already primed with the Take on the Day Fergie Wet n Wild Primer. And let me take the brush out of here, which is actually, this is a pretty nice brush. It's got this nice kind of blendy thing on one end and a flatter thing on the other. Super descriptive. Right. Okay. So I'm feeling, I have a couple other videos I want to film after this. I'm feeling kind of a warm fall thing, as much as I want to put all of these shadows on my face at once because they're all just really beautiful, in my opinion. I think I'm going to go for these kind of warmer shades. So, all right, so I'm going to start with Soft Peach, which is just kind of a nice, very pale peach. And I'm just going to dust that kind of from the crease up. Nice and light, just as oh yeah, Mr. Max? So yeah, this is going to be a nice little kind of blending shade, making everything else easier to blend. And I'm using the Real Techniques base shadow brush to apply that. All right, and with that same base shadow brush, I'm going in with Morocco, which is a really nice kind of terracotta shade. It reminds me a little bit of a shade I used from the Hard Candy Birthday Suit palette. Any kind of warm brownie. This has a little more red. It's not a complete brown, but any shade like that will do. On that same base shadow brush, I'm just going to build some depth in the crease. We're going to start with a crease and then move to the lid. So starting out at the outside edge, kind of moving in. And I just want to apply the product first and then kind of going back and blending that first side. So this is just going through the crease, more concentrated on the outside edge, but also, you know, kind of blending in towards the inner corner. And I'm also trying to blend higher up because I have more brow bone space than lid space. These shadows are so beautiful. I want to, you know, I want you to be able to see them. And then you can, as always, kind of layer and blend to get the effect you desire. And I'm actually just going to continue to use this base shadow brush because it has this nice pointy end. It can be pretty precise. In with Fudge, which is a nice kind of chocolate brown. These are all matte shades, by the way. The three that I've used so far, and Noir, which is obviously black, those are the only matte shades in this palette. So very lightly kind of dipping the end of my brush into Fudge. And then I'm just going to bring that a little bit more into the actual crease. So just kind of dotting it in. And little windshield wiper motions just to blend a little bit more. Gonna blend more than that, but for the moment. And then I also want to bring that down onto the lid. I didn't really bother with the other shades because, quite frankly, you don't see very much of this part of my lid when my eyes are open. If you have more lid space, you may want to bring these same shades down, so kind of work this kind of V shape a little bit more. I don't really have to worry about it too much though. Apply and blend, apply and blend. A little at a time so you can work up to a depth that you like. And then same thing on the other eye. All right, so once you have a general sense of the direction you want to go, we'll move down to the lid. You could just continue to use the base shadow brush because it's a really great kind of multi-purpose tool. It's maybe not the best blending brush ever. You have to work a little bit harder, but it blends all right. It has this nice kind of precise tip that you can do a little bit more detailed work. You can use a flat edge to pat shadow. I mean, it's a really great all-purpose brush, but just to mix it up a little bit, I'm going to bring in my e.l.f. $1 eyeshadow brush because it's really great for packing on shadow on the lid. And now we'll get into some of the shimmery stuff. So again, because I want to get as much of these shadows on my lid as it possibly can, I'm going to go into Intense Gaze, which is this really pretty metallic pink, which is apparently not... This one right here. I don't know. I can never tell if... Oh my god. I just forget how pigmented these are, and I dig my brush in there, and the shadow goes, whoa! No need for that. Alright, so taking that Intense Gaze on the outer half of the lid. So kind of pressing it over Fudge and then bringing it in. All right, really we're just going to go kind of most of the lid, leaving that inner corner free. All right, for that very inner corner, I'm going to do something a little bit different than I planned. I was going to go in with Spoiled, which is a kind of a rosy gold with glitter in it, but I think I got to go for the Pink Champagne, which is just like metallic gorgeousness. So on that same brush, and then just tapping, patting, if you will, on the inner corner. I don't want this to be a heavy eyeliner look, but I do want to put some false lashes on, just for fun, because, you know, it's fun. So I am going to use a little eyeliner. This is my Milani Liquid Eye in the color Brown, to tight line along the upper lash line. And then just smudging this into the lash line. So again, I don't want it to be, you know, crazy liner. This is nice. This is a nice liner for this because it's very soft. Really easy to smudge out. All right, now going in with a Real Techniques accent brush just to smudge that into the lash line. With, of course, ridiculous faces. All right, so liner's on. I'm just going to use the Real Techniques angled shadow brush. You can use any kind of fluffy brush just to blend this upper portion out a little bit more. More smooth. OMG, I love these shadows. So now moving on to the lower lash line. So going back to the base shadow brush, which is probably a little too big, but whatever. Just going in with that soft peach shade. So the first kind of more fleshy toned color. And again, we're just going to bring that all the way along the lower lash line. And because this is not, too far away from a skin tone for me, I can be pretty messy with it. But again, this is just going to help us to blend the other shades. So now back to the accent brush, going into Morocco, that warm terracotta shade, and just bringing it kind of the outer half. I'm going to go back into the base shadow brush and just use kind of the pointy end to blend. And then accent brush into Fudge and just kind of the outer corner. So not even bringing it as far as Morocco. And then meeting it up with that upper edge. And that's it. You could smudge in a little of the liner. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet. Get some mascara and some eyelashes on, and we'll see what's up. All right, I notice I'm getting a little shiny, so I'm going to powder my skin so that it has a chance to set while I do everything else. Real Techniques blush brush, coverall powder. Curl. I got this little sample of the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara, which is pretty nice, actually. It's quite wet, which, I don't know, but it's really nice. As it dries out a little bit, I've liked it better. So it's definitely a nice mascara. I'm not sure if I would buy a full size of it. It's not necessarily clumpy. It's a little bit, but not in, in kind of the best way mascara can be clumpy, if that makes sense. It doesn't like gather up the lashes or anything, but it's heavy. Maybe that's a better word. It's heavy. So I don't dislike it. I do like it, but I don't know if I would fork over however much this is, which I'm sure it's more towards the 20 plus. Maybe I'll look it up and put it somewhere here. For lashes, I'm using the Ardell 150. These are with the tapered tip, which I actually really like. It makes them look a lot more, a lot more natural. I think I might attempt to do this on camera. So once the glue gets a little tacky, so just waiting maybe a little bit more. I find that I always want to put the lashes on just a little too quick. So I waited a few seconds longer than I want to. And stick on from the center. Attach the outer corner first. And then the inner corner, which is usually the area that gives me the most trouble. I'm going to stop talking just because it's more sensitive. I'm a little more ticklish on the inner corner, so I tend to need to concentrate. And then just kind of press my real lashes and the falsies together. And then stop touching them. Which I often need to remind myself. All right. While that glue dries, going to finish my face. So I'm going in with the almost only blush I've been using lately, which is the Milani Romantic Rose. Real Techniques contour brush. So circle it around the apple of the cheek. And then blend up. That's what I like to do. But you do you. Why not a little contour just for fun? Instead of using the Real Techniques contour brush, I'm going to use the Real Techniques cheek brush. NYX Taupe Blush. The Huge. And just a little towards that upper. And a little highlight, because why not? e.l.f. Baked Eyeshadow in Enchanted. Back in with that contour brush. Because, you know, go big or go home. These lashes have settled in pretty nice, so I don't think I need to play with them. But if you find that, you know, you have any gaps or anything, you can either take your eyeliner or, because this fudge shade is very similar to the eyeliner that I used, I would take a small angled brush, dot it at, and just kind of go over the lash band if there's any problem areas. I usually find the inner corner, there's often this kind of separation between the lashes and the rest of your lid. The rest of my lid, I should say. So you can just kind of dot the shadow in, excuse me. Just line it up with the lashes a little bit. And I do want to take that pink champagne along the inner corner. So going back in with that accent brush. And again, just kind of pressing. Oh, it's so pretty. Pressing the shadow in. All right, now I'm going to let that be. You could take a flesh-toned eyeliner along the inner waterline, or you could do the brown if you wanted a little bit more of an intense smoky look. But I'm going to move right on to lips. And this is a really nice fall shade. I like it a lot. This is the Bite lipstick in Zivoli. This is one of the Luminous Cream lipsticks. I love these. This is the only full size I have. I only have it because my mom bought it and then discovered that she didn't really like it. I think more the color than the texture of the lipstick. So she gave it to me. But it's leaning more towards kind of a brick red rather than a bright red, at least in real life. It's coming off a little bit brighter on camera. Oh, I wish the lighting was better. I'm sorry, guys. I really am. What are my options for the cheapest way to go for kind of lighting for YouTube videos? Let me know in the comment. Outside, of course, of natural sunlight, which is what I'm using right now. And it's, I feel at least like it's not maybe working out as well as I'd like it to. All right, so there you have it. The finished kind of fall-esque look using the Anastasia World Traveler palette. If you'd like to see more kind of playtime with this, let me know. You probably will anyway, if I'm honest, because I'm in love. But thank you so much for watching what I'm sure has been a long video. I really appreciate it, and hope I'll see you again soon. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe below if you want, and I'll see you later. Bye.